What's up, guys? It's the final round and my name is Jordan. This is a channel where the episodes come the day before the lines drop. So with that, when the lines do drop, I have a Discord. The link is in the description. You can join that, and discussion goes on all day as lines come out. I don't charge for picks. I don't want to charge for picks. It doesn't feel right to me to have a paywall for something that you don't know if it's going to work or not. So I'm accepting donations. I have a Venmo and Cash App. Links are in the description. The code's FINALROUND11. And also, thank you guys so much. I actually got to the monetization part of YouTube. So if you don't want to donate on Cash App or Venmo or whatever, there's supposed to be like a super thanks or super like that you can press, and you can donate, and it like highlights the comment in the comment section if you would like to do that. Only if you feel compelled to, of course. Not forcing you to do anything. These picks are going to be free. And also, if you can, I dropped a video about a different type of app for betting. It's trading players like the stock market. You can go, I'm not going to push this on you guys, but you can go check that video out if you're interested in something like that. It's called JOCKMKT. And if you can, like the video. If you haven't, subscribe to the video. And if you have a little bit of extra time, can you leave a comment for the algorithm? The word for the day, I'm just feeling like getting buckets. So let's just, if you have a little bit of extra time, put the word buckets in the comment section, and it'll help the video get out there more. And I also left a community post talking about if I should post like a streak in front of my videos. Some people said yes. A lot of people helped me realize that this channel is different from the other channels, and I don't want to be like the other channels. It was just something that was going on through my head, and I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts, and I really appreciate all the feedback that I got. So I'm going to keep it going the way I got it going, because this is a different genre of player prop picks. This is nothing like the other channels, so I'm going to keep it my way, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing. So I appreciate all you guys with those comments. It makes so much sense. So let's get into it, and let's try to get through these quickly. I have 16 picks and opportunities for you guys to look at. Number one, Jalen Brunson up against the Pistons. The Pistons give up the 10th most points, the 10th most rebounds, the 2nd most assists, the 7th most steals, and the 2nd most fantasy points to the point guard position. And Jalen Brunson has 28.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 6.5 assists over his last 5 road games. And I went and checked the numbers. He's also averaging 1.5 steals over his last 5 road games. So with them giving up so many steals, this could be a good opportunity for fantasy points, but they're really just giving up the whole range of all the stat categories to the point guard position. So this is a great spot for Jalen Brunson. My second pick, staying with the same game, Julius Randle up against the Pistons. They give up the 8th most points, the 2nd most blocks, and the 11th most fantasy points to the power forward position. And Julius Randle, over his last 5 road games, has 32 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. So the Pistons are average with the rebounds and assists, but they're giving up 8th most points. So if you want to stay away from PRA, whatnot, points is definitely going to be a good spot for Julius Randle. And my third pick, the Spurs suck. So they're playing against the Kings. They give up the 5th most points to the center position, and I'm going to go with Domantas Sabonis. Take a look at his points. He's got 21 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists over his last 5 road games. So if you want to stay away from rebounds and assists, because those might be pretty high, definitely take a look at points, because the Spurs are giving up so many to the center position. And my fourth pick, the Spurs suck. They give up the 6th most points, the 3rd most 3-pointers, the 6th most steals, and the 4th most fantasy points to the point guard position. So I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox. He has 24 points, 6.5 assists, and 4.5 rebounds over his last 5 road games. So once again, they're giving up average with assists and rebounds, and they're giving up a lot of points and 3-pointers. So if you want to stay away from the assists and rebounds, you can just focus on points for De'Aaron Fox. But they also do give up steals, so fantasy points is something to look at. My fifth pick, this is determined on the Sixers back-to-back. So right now it's somewhat of a close game with the Sixers. So if it stays a close game, I doubt Joel Embiid plays tomorrow. And if he does not play, then I like Thomas Bryant up against the Sixers with that center spot clear. Thomas Bryant for the Lakers has 15 points and 11 rebounds over his last 5 home games. So this is if Joel Embiid is out. And my sixth pick, this is if Joel Embiid is in. The Lakers give up the 6th most rebounds, the most assists, and the 3rd most fantasy points to the center position. So notice I didn't say points, but rebounds and assists, if you want to go rebounds and assists, and fantasy points overall. Embiid has 35 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists over his last 5 road games. So this is just looking around at the opportunities, if he's in or if he's out. If he's out, we like Thomas Bryant. If he's in, we like Joel Embiid. And my 7th pick, same game, looking at James Harden up against the Lakers. The Lakers are not good against point guards. The Lakers give up the 2nd most points, the 7th most assists, and the 3rd most fantasy points to the point guard position. And James Harden has 23 points, 11 assists, and 5.5 rebounds over his last 5 road games. So I'm definitely liking points and assists for James Harden up against the Lakers. And this is just a side note, it has nothing to do with stats, but Russell Westbrook will be going up against James Harden. There's no stats that say anything that they give up a lot to the point guard position, but just something to think about. They might want to go back and forth, so should be fun to watch. And staying in the same game, my 8th pick, LeBron James. The Sixers are not good against the power forward position. They give up the 5th most points and the 7th most rebounds to the power forward position. And LeBron has 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists over his last 5 home games. I didn't say assist that they're weak at, but if you want to look at points and rebounds, definitely going to be a good spot for LeBron. And my 9th pick, the Nuggets up against the Magic. The Nuggets give up the 3rd most points, the 4th most assists, and the 7th most fantasy points to the point guard position. And I'm looking at Markelle Fultz, who has 13 points, 7 assists, and 3.5 rebounds over his last 5 road games. So it's definitely a good spot for points and assists, and I'm sure they're going to have his rebounds really low. So fantasy and PRA are also up for grabs with Markelle Fultz in this matchup. And on the other side of that, my 10th pick, I know he can be inconsistent. He started out with lower minutes, but he's finally getting into the 30-minute mark. Michael Porter Jr. for the Nuggets up against the Magic. The Magic give up the 3rd most points, the most 3-pointers, and the 8th most fantasy points to the small forward position. So this is what Michael Porter Jr. likes to do. He likes to score and shoot a ton of 3-pointers. So gonna be a great spot for him. And these averages have those 20-minute games in it, so they're gonna look a little low. But he is playing a lot better. He's got 13.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 1 assist over his last 5 home games. So definitely a good spot for his points and 3-pointers up against the Magic. And my 11th pick, this is another one to watch. Paul George says that he sustained an injury in his last game, so he may not play, which should elevate some of the players' volume. And I'm looking at John Wall in this matchup. They're playing against the Rockets, and as we all know, the Rockets give up the most points, the most assists, the most 3-pointers, the most steals, and the most fantasy points to the point guard position. And John Wall did get to play over 30 minutes in his last game. If Paul George is out, I can see him getting 30 minutes again. And he had 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. So this is all watching that Paul George injury. If he's out, I think a lot more volume is going to go to John Wall with that point guard position up against the weak Rockets. My 12th pick, I'm looking at Draymond Green up against the Bulls. The Bulls give up the 4th most points, the 4th most rebounds, and the 5th most fantasy points to the power forward position. I know Draymond's not the best scorer in the world. His points prop's going to be very low, so you could look at that, but the rebounds definitely sticks out to me. He has 6.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 5 assists over his last 5 road games. So definitely look for those props. If they look way too high, stay away from them. So points and rebounds for Draymond could be a good sneaky play. In my 13th pick, Nick Claxton up against the Thunder. The Thunder give up the 4th most rebounds, the 7th most assists, and the 7th most fantasy points to the center position. And Nick Claxton has 12.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 assists over his last 5 home games. So with the Thunder giving up so many rebounds and so many assists, you could stay away from the points. They're middle of the road there, but you could go rebounds and assists for Nick Claxton if that's available. But for sure, he's definitely in a good spot to grab rebounds. In my 14th pick, I'm looking at Josh Getty up against the Nets. The Nets give up the 9th most points, the most 3-pointers, and the 10th most fantasy points to the shooting guard position. And yes, the Thunder have Getty listed as a shooting guard on their depth chart at the moment. He has 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists over his last 5 road games. He's not the best 3-point shooter in the world, so maybe stay away from the 3-point prop if one came out. If it was 0.5, maybe take a look at it with them giving up so many 3-pointers. But definitely points, and with them giving up the highest fantasy score, that means that they're giving up a ton of points, and then the other stats are middle of the road, so he could do well with fantasy score or PRA. In my 15th and 16th pick, I'm going to just put these together. They are playing the exact same game right now as I speak. I don't know how that's going to go, but they're playing a back-to-back. The Mavs and the Trailblazers. I don't know who's going to sit tomorrow, but everything that I said yesterday applies today. So the Blazers give up the 3rd most rebounds to the point guard position. I like Luka's rebounds, and they're middle of the road against all the other stats. So you can take a look at Luka's rebounds yet again, and they're weak. The Mavericks are weak against power forward positions, so I also like Jeremy Grant. Once again, they give up the 3rd most points and the 5th most rebounds to that power forward position. So I expect Jeremy Grant to be playing well right now. Maybe he has a terrible game while I'm filming this, but once again he does average 26 points, 4.5 rebounds over his last 5 home games. So those still apply. So that's 15 and 16. We'll see how things shake out, if people sit or not. With that matchup, I think this is going to be a little bit of a different back-to-back because they're not traveling, they're just staying in the same city. So maybe we see everyone who is playing tonight play again tomorrow. So that is my 16 picks and opportunities. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your support. It's been amazing. Everything's still moving really fast. I got people reaching out about potential sponsorships with JOCKMKT and everything. It's crazy. So I hope you all have a great Sunday. God bless all of you. It's the final round. My name is Jordan. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.